Philosophically, everything is a situation. You cannot exit a situation without falling into the next one. There is no thing which exists without, or entity which exists without connections. I'm probably somebody who's very interested in working on relations, creating relational moments in an exhibition. This show where we're sitting in now has a long history. In many works you can find this continuity in some way or another, and the connection from one to the next. Sometimes it's more obvious. Of course, it's largely defined by what Maya collected over the years, no? What I like to do is do this continuous transformation, But so to do this continuous transformation, of course, you have to start with one thing, for example, in this case, humans, and somehow find a way how to get to somewhere else slowly. It was almost like there was a lot of images with water, but how does the water come into the systems? From water is a good transition to somehow abstraction, no? So it starts with people and ends somehow in a psychedelic abstraction. We are autonomous, but nothing is really fully autonomous. In enlightenment, freedom means separation from a rigid bond. And then freedom means to break this rigid bond. So freedom or autonomy always means freedom from something, separating from something, which is important because you can take decisions for yourself, and that's important aspect for well-being. But there is no thing which exists without connections. Today we have the problem that, thinking too much in these autonomous terms, has made us less focused on the whole, so that in some ways works of art are becoming part of an ensemble. They're less autonomous, here, because they're part of a bigger thing. They're embedded in a relation. I feel like people have a strong belief, in the, let's say, almost sacredness of the individual work of art. When we speak of a work, like artwork, we think of an individual work, but there's another tradition, let's say in German philosophy, but also a little bit in Margaret Mead, where a work is something which doesn't have an author. So like a Greek temple would be a work. A work is something when different people work together